everyone. Okay, as you can see, I have my fabulous clown hat on. Now what we're going to do today is we're making a collar to go with it. So I think my favorite color out of all these is yellow. So I'm going to be making a yellow clown's collar to go with it. Now, for this project, you need a cornflakes box or a Weetabix box. It doesn't matter, any one that you have. Open it out like we have all the other ones, like we did for this one that I have on my head. Okay, open it out like so. Okay, and off we. Okay, so here I have my Kellogg's cornflakes box. Okay, now I want to work on the grey side of it here. Okay, so what I need is a pencil, a ruler, and that's, oh yeah, okay. Okay, so now the first measurement I want you to measure is, okay, so if you have the same box as me, your measurement from here, the fold, all the way to here, to this section here, should be 24, just a little bit over 24, okay? So that's what we want, 24 centimeters going that way. Okay, now, so we're just going to, on the fold, just with our ruler and our pencil, draw a line that is 24 centimeters. Now, up from our line, up from our fold line, we are going to have to measure 13 centimeters, okay? And you're just going to draw a line like so here. So that's 13 centimeters. Now, then I want you to come in 9 centimeters. So this line has to be 9 centimeters. So just draw it there, okay, to here, and you've got 9 centimeters. Now, this one is 24. I need you to come up 24 centimeters here. On the fold line again, the same measurement, 24 centimeters, okay, there. And we'll draw a line connecting. So we're going to be left with an L shape, okay? Now, then I need to just draw a line here, which should be roughly, one second. Now, this should be roughly 11.5 centimeters, and then connect them here like so. Now, we are left with an L shape like this, which looks pretty good, but I don't want my collar to be so, I suppose, a square shape. We need it to be much more curved. So what I'm going to do is, first of all here, when I get halfway down my line, I want to curve it nicely. Okay, curving it nicely like that. And the same here, roughly when I'm halfway down my line, I want to curve it to halfway down this line and knife this out. Stop talking. Once I've that done, I'm going to rub this out. As we have this on the other side and we've done it on the fold, so when we do this, we'll be cutting the same shape underneath and we'll be left with a big collar. Okay. I'm left with this lovely collar shape that's the same color on both sides. Now, if you're using a cereal box where it's white on the inside, then you just use whatever color it is you want your collar to be. Because mine is gray on the inside, I'm just going to add a little bit of white to the color just to color over that gray. Sometimes if I just use yellow, you can kind of see the gray through it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of white and then off I go. Too much white?
A little bit more.
More white?
No, that's enough.
I'd say that's plenty. I just like to show them this. That's fine. Mm-hmm. You can start drying. Now, okay, now I've dried it with my hairdryer. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be decorating it. Now I'm going to draw my designs on first, and then I'll be using a paintbrush and paint to go over them. Okay, so I'm going to start my designs in the center, okay? So my designs are, it's kind of like a slithery snake, okay? So, like I'm doing an S in school. So I'm going to start here and make an S shape like this. Okay, then I'm going to go beside it. I'm going to go, as you know, we have a crease here because it's from our cornflakes box, okay? So my next one, I'm going to go to the right of it, okay? So off I go. Now I'm left with these designs. I've gotten a nice thin paintbrush for this section. I'm going to be colouring them red and blue to match my hat. So I'm going to colour every second one. So remember, I hold my my paintbrush further down so I have lots of control over it. Like we do in school, I hold it the exact same way I hold my pencil. Now I've changed my brush, or just washed my brush. If you only have one brush, just wash it, and off we go to the next colour. Okay, here's our next section. So on all the blue snakes, okay, I'm going to be dipping my pointing finger, okay, into the paint, putting it down on the page and just moving it a little bit to create a nice big circle. Okay, now I know I usually get paint on my table and wash it after, but spatter painting, our next activity, is a little bit messy. Okay, my next activity is spatter painting. So I get a toothbrush. Now, first thing I do is I dip my toothbrush into my water jar, just tap the excess water off. Now, okay, I have some lovely psychedelic green here. After dipping it into the water, I dip it into the paint, like so. Now, the next thing you do is you get two of your fingers. You hold the toothbrush like this. Now, I'm going to keep my two fingers still. I'm going to hold them as strong as I can, and I'm going to move the toothbrush off my fingers. So watch this. My fingers like this, and I'm moving the toothbrush off them. Now, I love that green, but I'm going to get some more green, a different colour. A darker green, okay? So, I'm going to let this dry, okay, and then when it's done, I'm going to come back and show you how we put together our collar. Now, what I did was I waited a couple of hours for this to dry, just because when I was doing the spatter painting, I got lots of big spatters of paint, and it just took a little bit longer for it to dry. Okay, so I was just doing a little practice. So what we must do now is we must fold in. Now, you might need a little bit of help from an adult to manipulate this. Okay, so our first fold is not going to be the natural fold that is in your collar. It's going to be a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left. So roughly 5 centimeters either side of the natural cornflakes box fold. So you're just going to lift it up like this. Now, only this much are you going to bend back, just a little bit, okay? Now, you're going to bend it back here, but you're not going to fully fold it down the rest of the way. You're just going to bend it and kind of move it a little bit. You don't fold it all the way down, just like so. Now, once you have that much folded, okay, you're just going to pick up your stapler. You're just going to pick up your stapler, holding it in place with your left hand. Put your stapler on the table flat over where you want to staple at the top, and then you're just going to press down, okay, like so. Now, you're going to do the exact same at the other side. So as I said, roughly 5 centimeters, fold it, press it down. There's no need to fold it all the way. Let me show you exactly how much. So it's just folded that much there, okay. Then again, hold it in place with one hand, get your other hand, place the stapler on the table and staple. Now, so we've got 2 staples, 2 folds in it. Now, we're going to do 2 more, one up here, okay? So you're just going to, again, the same space, roughly 5 centimeters in between, fold it back. Try keep it in place with your other hand. Put your stapler on the table and staple. Now, and the exact same on the opposite side. Okay, and we're done. Okay, I just double checked and this fits my neck perfectly, so it should definitely fit any of your necks because your necks will be smaller. Okay, now we're just going to, I've gotten these 2 ribbons. These, I didn't buy them. They were probably upcycled from some hand or some bag. Okay, so just roughly the length, a little bit longer than what your collar is. Okay, now what we're going to be doing is using our punch hole to create holes. Now, these are big ribbons. If you have a small ribbon, or just if you're using maybe cut off from a bottom of a t-shirt like we did with our hats, if you're just using an old t-shirt, okay, you might only need a small hole here, but because ours are big ribbons, I'm going to use my punch hole maybe 4 times. So, I pop it through. Okay guys, I've got my hat, I've got my collar, okay, and you know what, I think I'm going to go dress up as a clown, okay, so I'm going to put the whole rigmarole on, okay, so I can't wait to see all your photos of your collars and your hats and your clown outfits.